weather starting to get a bit colder, but playoff hopes burning bright as ever for most of our teams as we get underway here in Week 12. And this drive will start inside the 25.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is first and 10. They run it with Saquon Barkley. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. That's Odafe Owe with a stop.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
First down and run, nabs him 5. Now second and 5. Herbert from the gun. Throw is there for Arondé Gadsden. And they're going to touch him down as they wind up with a nice gain on that play, and they got a new set of downs, too.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that's going to be good for an LA first down. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. Throwing on first is Herbert. He's going deep this time. Caught out wide. That is an LA touchdown. The Chargers take a 6-0 lead right away. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. Dicker's extra point is up and good. And the Chargers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up first and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. Brought in right side. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Here's first and 10 from the 47. He'll look to throw. Finds his running back. This is Bashul too. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's a Vegas first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
All set to go now from the 35. Sticking to the air here. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down. Well, he connected on 3 straight before that throw, Brock. Might not be perfect anymore on this drive, but they are still moving it well.
And I don't expect that one to interrupt his progress very long. They're still on a mission this series, and he's the one driving it.
He's going to throw again on second down. Going deep here for the end zone. This one is knocked away. A potential touchdown prevented. And now the offense has to make the long walk back to the line for third down.
Brings up a third
Still
down
10 yards to get this first down as they come to the line. Throw here, third down. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on third down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. Fourth down coming up. And we're seeing this more and more these days, mixing some deep looks into that opening script. Brock test all levels of the secondary. They held up there.
Yeah, and it's not going to be the last time this defense will be tested. This group likes to push the ball down the field. They answered the call that time.
All right, so they're going for this. I like this being aggressive from the get-go on their opening drive. They're going to throw for it on fourth. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Chargers have it as he records the first interception of his young career. Already in an early hole on the scoreboard. That is not what they needed in response, Brock. Giving away possession with the pick.
You know, we got a lot of game left, obviously. Nowhere close to them putting it away. But you can see things starting to unravel a little bit, even after just 2 possessions. A touchdown here could really continue that momentum towards an early runaway.
And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. So 20 yards on that play. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down. One play in, Brock, and his drive is already in enemy territory. First and 10, Herbert escapes the pocket. Now he takes it, and he's hit and sent out right along that line of scrimmage. So no gain on first down.
You know, sometimes, and you've heard this from a lot of the great coaches, know when to lose a battle to win the war. And that time, just simply not taking a loss, pretty big deal for the offense.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Third and a lone yard coming up. They'll go from the gun with Barkley, and he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. That goes for a gain of just 1, and that's going to be good for an LA first down.
That's one as a running back in this league, you got to convert every time. Teams really don't care. If you're a Hall of Famer or an undrafted rookie, you can't get 1 yard for a first, they're going to start holding auditions for someone who can.
Toss play to Barkley. And he's stuck with him, but this one heads the wrong way. He winds up losing yards. Ooh, talk about a bad look there, Brock. Going jumbo set and still moving backwards after that play.
I don't think you're talking to this defense, Kate, because I think they thought that was an excellent look to knock that thing backwards.
Yeah, good point, good point. Finds the in route complete. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you can take a lick at any time.
Herbert now to throw on third. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
You know, Kate, you'll get a little bit of grace for a drop in the first frame. But that's one, as this game goes on, he's got to have. It's hard on third down to execute. And with the ball in your hands, you got to find a way to catch it.
On fourth down and 5, the offense staying out there. They snap it to Herbert. Chased out to his right. Into a crowd, and a defender comes up with it. Picked off by Darian Porter. And the Raiders are going to have it after his second interception of the season.
Their first pick of the game comes at an awfully big moment. Really, it just cancels out all the great work your defense did to give you that ball.
First and 10 from the 32.
Let's go. 19-18. 19-18. 19 tight. 19. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. Ready?
Back to work after throwing the pick. Forced out to his right. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
That right there, Kate, that's taking the hard lessons from the previous drive and putting it into practice right here. Don't see a throw you like, it's too tight a window. Don't risk yet another interception.
Working now from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down.
That's good for a Las Vegas first down. First and 10 at the 44-yard
It's the end of the first in this AFC West showdown. The Chargers have an early lead. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. Time now for the second quarter. Raiders in possession. They're looking at first down here.
Here we go. 70 Raiders. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Go.
Back to throw now. Escapes the pocket. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down.
Kate, I got to believe he hearkened back to that earlier pick and thought the better of making another. Getting outside the pocket, he was either going to try to run for it, had nowhere to go, so he simply threw it away.
They are throwing it again. Short pass brought in. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripes.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Third down from the gun. Into the hands of his running back, Tootin. A solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes out. 6-yard gain on the play. And the Raiders are going to have a first down.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on third down. And that's exactly the result they needed. Enough to keep this drive moving.
They go play action on first down. Escapes the pocket. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down.
Those are the kind of decisions you got to make in that spot. And the smart quarterbacks, they seem to do it consistently. When you're in enemy territory, a throwaway is always better than risking a turnover.
Throw left side, complete. He runs this to the 25 before being brought down. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's a Vegas first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Chargers are going to have it after his second interception of the season. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks him up, gets it right back for him.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked on a guy out, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on second down. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Hauled in left side. And good tackle, but a flag is down, likely against the defense. Looks like they're going to happily turn this one down and let the play stand. Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45. They go play action. Here's Herbert. Flushed out of the pocket. Throwing deep down the near sideline. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Okay, this quarterback gets out of the pocket. Genuinely a coin toss whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put in the air. Sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls incomplete.
A quick slant. Here's McConkey. And he pushes this down to the 40 before going down. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
It's Herbert once more. Throw right side, caught by Smith. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
Well, things weren't about to end after the first hit or the second. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch. And he was going to take on all comers to try to make make it a reality.
At the 32-yard line.
On second down, here's Barkley. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
This finds Smith. Driving across the 15-yard line. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for first and goal.
6 yards.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
The loss sets him up at the 9-yard line. It's second and goal. Herbert from the gun. Throw is caught. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers grow their lead just before halftime. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
That one right down the middle. And the Chargers double their lead to 14. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive.
Dragon 60, 19 tight, 19 tight. Here we go, shot. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Warriors, check out.
Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Locates Adonai Mitchell. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. Here's first and 10 from the 47.
First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Trying to throw this from the gun. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Safe to say there's been an early disconnect between the planning phase and the execution phase for this offense. Might be time, Kate, really to get back to basics, to the calls that you just trust the most.
Left wing, 19, 79 Bronco.
Throwing again on second and 10. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Picked off by Junior Colson. And the Chargers take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for first and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he's brought down as the drive starts out with a 4-yard gain.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
4 yards on that first down run. Here's second and 6.
Lion. Ready.
Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Raiders defense goes in the dime for third down. Here he goes, third and long. Lasers this one deep down the middle. Into heavy coverage, and that's intercepted. Nick Cross has it. And the Raiders will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
Offense to the line. They're going to have trips right to start out. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And they shove him out. Looks like he got about 6 before they did so. It's second down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Second down, looking for options. He lobs this up, left sideline, looking for something big. Deep sideline shot is caught, and he gets out to stop the clock. And that is a touchdown. The Raiders get their first points of this game just before halftime. It's an Adonai Mitchell touchdown. Point after by Mevis is good. And the Raiders chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Here's Smith on the return. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And that nearly got him to midfield. He's out of bounds just a yard or 2 short.
Hey, listen, I get it. I'm as guilty as anyone. So hyper-focused on offense and defense, often forgetting it's special teams in a play like that that can swing a game. What a great return now to start out on a short field. And you've got to believe all this offense is thinking is let's capitalize and find that end zone.
Moving right, airs it out down the sideline. And that is a Los Angeles touchdown. The Chargers will add to their lead at the end of the half. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
So it goes for a touchback. Let's see what they decide to do with the time they've got remaining here.
At their own 35-yard line.
Down to 12 seconds before halftime as they come to the line.
19 Lions.
Airing it out to start this drive. He puts some juice. He's got it deep downfield. And he has this down to the 34. All right, whistles. They've got a timeout. 7 seconds to go in this half.
And the Raiders first down.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Throwing now out of the shotgun. And he's got it. It's in close. And he's going to be hauled down at the 2. That sets up first and goal. Now with 2 seconds left, we get the expected timeout from this offense. They're in great shape to get 3 here entering the half. Throwing here just before halftime. And he brings it in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders cut into the lead on the last play of the half. It's an Adonai Mitchell touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate. You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
That one splits the uprights. And the Raiders chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Tutu gets it from the gun. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Stopped by Deion Henley.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
36-yard line.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Dropping back to throw. This one's taken in by Thornton. Now he's past the 25. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Mevis now for the extra point. And the extra point is no good. So potentially a key tally kept off the scoreboard, Brock. Going to see how and if this comes into play later in the second half. Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. Here's Smith on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Play action now for Herbert. Connects on the crosser. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. That play good for 17 and a 1st down. What a jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
1st down, a run with Barkley. And the stop is made as he drives this to the opposing 43. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. 1st and 10 from the 43.
That's another Chargers 1st down. A gain of 14. 1st down.
Herbert now off the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he's just going to huck this one into about row C there. And some lucky fan going to haul in a heck of a souvenir. No luck on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to the air. Herbert escapes the pocket. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Raiders are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his 1st career interception.
Well, we're watching the defense not just generate turnovers, but really add to them. A return like that, think about it. That's 4 or 5 plays that you just saved your offense from as they try to make that interception, yet another one, count.
Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Raiders parlay the interception into points. It's an Adnan Mitchell touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
This is the time of the game where your legs just get a little bit tired, but that was a determined-looking drive.
Oh, they tried the lateral. It's a live ball. The 50. 30. And he does it, Brock. He takes the fumble all the way back for 2 points the other way.
Raiders 26. Chargers 23.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Here's Smith on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
LA bringing the offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Back to work after throwing the pick. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll work this one up to the 28. Sent to the ground by Maxwell Hairston.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
5 still to go here. This is 2nd down. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And not much space available there. Maybe 2. That brings up 3rd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Barkley gets it on third down. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this one to the 41. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first.
Gain of 11. And the Chargers first down. First and 10 at the 41.
They go to Barkley again. And he's going to have this one down to the 37. It's a gain of 22. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
That's another Chargers first down.
A play fake. Now Herbert to throw. Completed left side to Smith. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Some of these quarterbacks, Kate, I swear, it's just instinctive. Like a great running back, they just know how to buy a little bit more time and to create space, find those completions outside the pocket.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another first and 10. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And they make the stop after giving up 6 yards. Good run on first. It's second down.
Really good patience right there. It's hard to do for runners in this league because these holes close up so fast. But he was patient, he was explosive, and got a nice little gain on the ground.
Herbert. And he's tackled for no gain.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Drive has gone 8 plays now as they face third and 3. Shotgun snap to Herbert. This one's caught. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into first and goal.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, first and 10. Barkley trying this up the gut. And that right there is the start of what could be a goal line stand. They hit him for a loss on first and goal.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Back to throw. Here's Herbert. McConkey's got it on the sideline. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
A gain of 8 yards. And it's third down.
We'll see what they come up with for third down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. The Chargers have the ball, and they're going to need to score. They come in trailing. Third down, and they need to get 10. Third and long for him here. And it's incomplete on third and goal. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And now they're staring at fourth and long. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talked about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and you couldn't do it.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up first and 10. On the give, it's Tootin. And he will haul it in for the Vegas touchdown. The Raiders take a fourth quarter lead. Levis now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. The And the Raiders break that tie and now lead by 7.
Chargers 26.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Here's Smith on the return. And he's out of bounds up across the 25.
Smith on the return. The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
LA offense all set. Here's 1st and 10. They'll start this one out with Barkley. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
That's the kind of yardage. It's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Herbert from the gun. On the move, headed right. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. It's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
Here's Saquon. Cuts right. Through the defense he goes. Room to burn. At the 20. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers now trail by just a point in the 4th. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. His 3rd total score in this game. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Okay, well that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. Good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Zone read, they'll give it to Tootin. This drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. And it's not just your quarterbacks, Brock Huard, who got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
Run lost him a yard to begin the drive. Here comes 2nd and 11.
Let's go.
Setting up to throw. Makes the grab in bounds left side. But he's going to be hauled out on a gain across midfield down inside the 45-yard line. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. Hand off to Tootin. He scrapes together a yard at most. It's 2nd down.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Back to 60.
Pass play coming here. Sends this to the end zone. And he scores. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders take a 4th quarter lead.
First thing you do as a quarterback, the first thing that you do when you get to the NFL level, if you haven't learned it earlier, is you scan those safeties. Do I got middle field open or close? Do I got a single eye or too high? Is that post going to be available? Because if it is, big plays can follow.
That one right down the middle. And the Raiders break that tie and now lead by 7. The Raiders kicking team is out there and they'll boot this away. Here's Smith on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. First call here coming from the shotgun. To throw, Herbert. Completed to his running back. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. He'll get 16 yards on that play. And that's going to give the Chargers a 1st down. Big shot to begin the drive has him up beyond the 40. They run it with Saquon. And he's not not going to be happy picking himself back up after this. They're sent backwards on first down.
Stay on schedule. SOS. We talk about it all the time offensively. You've got to stay on schedule, and a run like that puts you now so far behind the sticks that it takes some superhuman effort now on second down.
He completes it in traffic. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. And for somebody who's been picked off like he has, Brock, you gotta admire his determination to keep attacking these coverages.
Yeah, that is risk. Right into double coverage yet again. But this guy's got what I call a high belief factor in himself. You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? We chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Down a score. They're going to go for this on fourth down. Desperation time here. He throws a bullet to the center of the... This is brought in at the 15. And he is in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers now trail by just a point in the fourth. Loud McConkey with a touchdown. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the fourth. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up first and 10. Inside give here for Tootin. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on second down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
36-yard line.
Pass play now. Trying for the deep ball. Brought in inside the 20. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders take a fourth quarter lead. It's an Adonai Mitchell touchdown. Nevis with a point after. And the Raiders break that tie and now lead by 7.
Chargers 40.
The Raiders kicking team is out there and they'll boot this away. And that kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. So we got a touchback. This drive will start at the 35. All right, one more snap here before our 2-minute warning. They go play action. Here's Herbert. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete. We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Vegas. Chargers down by 7. Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10. Working from the gun here. It's Herbert. Hits his running back. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball. Right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
Setting up to pass. Escapes the pocket.
Kid, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But it nets the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Here he is to throw. Buys time, rolling right. That's a catch. Jackson Smith-Njigba. And they're not going to have to burn a timeout. Smart play here. He gets out of bounds with the first down. We've set it downs for him from the 31.
First down.
Now Barkley. He hits the lane perfectly for an 8-yard pickup. It's 2nd down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
First down carry got him 9 yards. Here comes 2nd and 1. He'll look to throw it. Buying some time left. Now here he goes. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
They're going to run with Barkley. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal. A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its 2nd. And they're still going to have 1 left at their disposal. Back to throw. That'll be incomplete, and the clock shows 10 seconds left. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now they're left with 3rd and goal.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released.
And they pull it off. A touchdown catch in the final moment. And now overtime or a win right here are on the table. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a 1-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
The Chargers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Now a timeout's called. It's not their last one, though, so they can try another play before setting up for that field goal. Here comes the crowd swell. The home fans trying to will their defense to make the stop and save this win. Herbert's going to look to throw for this. And this is caught. Oh, he gets them 2 points, and with those, they've got the lead.
48. Raiders 47. Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And this is going to be a touchback, Brock, so we'll see what they decide to do with the final seconds they've got left here. Raiders just about ready for this one. It's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Trying to push deep downfield. It is caught at the 20. And it's stopped. What an ending we almost just witnessed. But they got to him before he could reach that end zone. This game's over. So the Chargers take this one on the road. Well, Brock, we both thought coming into this one that it was going to be a tough hill to climb going up against one of the better defenses in the NFL. But these guys looked and said, Hill? What hill?
And you know what? I think that happens over the course of this week. Sometimes when you know what you're facing, Kate, and you're watching tape and it's a really